thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing. Today, Syrian rebels report more Israeli airstrikes, this time near Damascus. The airstrikes come shortly after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to continue to attack weapons convoys en route to Hezbollah in spite of claims that Russia had ordered the suspension of such airstrikes. So far, Jerusalem has yet to comment on the airstrike, and there has been no word on casualties or damage. The airstrike followed fierce clashes where pro-Assad forces were reported to have shelled and conducted airstrikes against opposition fighters, including the Fateh al-Sham front formerly associated with al-Qaeda. Lately, Israeli-Syrian tensions have been escalating, as Israel is alleged to have carried out a similar airstrike Sunday night targeting weapons convoys, and is believed to have been behind a drone strike killing a senior pro-Assad militant 2 days ago. On Friday, an Israeli airstrike in Syria narrowly missed a Russian asset, prompting Moscow to summon the Israeli envoy following the incident. The Prime Minister has denied that Moscow has asked him to halt airstrikes within Syria, though, and has stated that Israel reserves the right to strike at weapons convoys and Iranian military targets in Syria. Throughout the Syrian civil war, the embattled Assad regime has been continuously propped up by the Lebanese terror group Hezbollah and the Islamic Iran and Russia. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that he will not negotiate on the building of new homes in Jewish neighborhoods in East Jerusalem. Speaking with reporters during his state visit to China, the Prime Minister said he's still working with the Trump administration to come up with a shared consensus regarding the West Bank settlements. During Netanyahu's meeting with the United States President Donald J. Trump, the president asked Netanyahu to hold back on settlements for a little bit. On Sunday, the Prime Minister dispatched his Chief of Staff Yoav Horowitz to Washington to continue discussions regarding stalled peace talks with Trump's Special Representative for International Negotiations, Jason Greenblatt. According to an IDF spokesperson, 3 Palestinians approaching the border fence around the Gaza Strip near Rafah came under fire by Israeli troops overnight. According to the Gaza Health Ministry, one of them, Yusuf Abu Azra, 18, was killed, and the other 2 Palestinians were injured by artillery fire. It's not yet clear why the 3 were approaching the fence, and the IDF has not yet given further details regarding the encounter. But Israeli defense policy mandates a buffer zone along the fence to prevent Gazans from crossing illegally or from bombs being placed. Just this month, the IDF disarmed 2 IEDs near the barrier. In a separate incident, 2 soldiers who accidentally drove into an Arab village in the West Bank were attacked by residents throwing stones at their car. One was lightly injured while the other was unharmed. Details for how they accidentally drove into the village of Fajar just south of Bethlehem have also not yet been released. But this is not the first incident of this sort. Most often it's caused by relying too heavily on navigation applications like Waze. Israel has just arrested BDS founder Omar Barghouti for tax evasion. Barghouti currently lives in the northern Israeli city of Acre and is suspected of concealing close to $700,000 in unreported income from his company, National Computing Resources, based in the West Bank city of Ramallah. He's also suspected of concealing the speaking fees he was paid over the last decade. Barghouti is the founding member of the Palestinian Campaign for the Academic and Cultural Boycott of Israel, and is suspected of laundering income through his company that sells ATMs and other equipment in a Ramallah bank. Barghouti is also believed to have hidden money that he made from a book he wrote and from speaking fee he made in lectures in a bank account in the United States. None of this income was reported to the tax authorities in Israel. Police have said that a search of Barghouti's house turned up various documents such as bank accounts and credit card statements that supported the allegations. Barghouti is a Qatari-born Palestinian who holds permanent residency status through his wife, who's an Arab citizen of Israel. In March of last year, Interior Minister Aryeh Deri was quoted as telling a conference that he was considering revoking Barghouti's residency. Quote, "I received information that his life is in Ramallah and he is using his resident status to travel all over the world in order to operate against Israel in the most serious manner." End quote. Israel says that the BDS's true goal is to destroy the state, though BDS supporters say that their movement is a legitimate, non-violent organization opposed to the Israeli occupation of Palestinian land. Great news for new and expecting, or even the soon-to-be expecting mothers in Israel. The Knesset has just extended paid maternity leave from 14 to 15 weeks. The bill passed its second and third readings to be ratified into law by a vote of 46 to 0. Under the language of the new legislation, the extension will apply to all new mothers who have given birth since January 1st, 2017. And fathers, don't get too jealous, the law looks at your role as well. Under the previous laws, new dads were allowed to take part of their mother's paid leave, provided they took at least 3 weeks. The new bill reduces the mandatory minimum to 1 week. Kulanu MK Rachel Azaria, who proposed the bill with Joint Arab List MK Dov Khanin, said, quote, "Extending maternity leave and the option for fathers to take part in this period at the same time is a historic change," end quote. The Knesset has also reportedly committed to reviewing another extension of maternity leave to 16 weeks in 6 months. That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.